format is wrong actually. So I have corrected the file format. So these three records are error records, right? So we have corrected the three records with the proper date format. Okay, so now either CSV file, and after corrected that file, we can load that file into either AWS or we can load through command line interface. We'll see both scenarios. So I'm searching for S3 bucket from search criteria. And this is the bucket name. And this is the CSV files. I think this is the not this one. I'm deleting this because the file format is not correct. The file get loaded. So from here, error underscore CSV. Okay. So now I'm copying into the table called AWS underscore EMP02. See, these three records get loaded successfully. Okay. Number of rows passed and the number of rows loaded 3, and the total number of records will be 3 only. So if I look for the number of records, so the total should not be total 52. Where EMP ID equal to 369712. Okay, it is uploaded twice, I guess. Okay, so it is uploaded twice. I think yesterday the file also get loaded. Okay, so this is how the error records get loaded into a Snowflake database. Okay, so I'm truncating the table. Truncate table. Table name is AWS underscore EMP02. Okay, after truncating the table, the complete data will be deleted from the table called AWS underscore EMP02. So if I execute the copy command again, so these three records get loaded. how the file get the error records we have to correct it as we discussed yesterday, and we will share the document to the consumer. So the consumer will correct the data and they will share it to us. In case if there is a minimal amount of data, which means less records, then they will share via email communication. If it is more than 10,000 or like more than 1 lakh record, so that case every organization will have one common SharePoint link. So there they will get loaded. So they will give you the path. So you can go, can log in and you can download that file from the common share folder link. Okay. And via the command line interface, SQL and SCA. So now the file will get loaded into the name stage. Okay, the file status gets loaded. Okay. So the same copy command, okay, so now we are loading the corrected records from name stage to Snowflake database table. Named underscore stage. Okay, I'm truncating the table. Load failed. What is the error it is? named underscore stage only. The file status it is showing it is get loaded. So if I look for the number of records, total we will get 3 records. Okay, so clear. So this is how we will get loaded the error records into Snowflake database, either through command line interface or through AWS. Okay, so now the copy command, copy into options. So what are the copy commands options available in Snowflake? So there are total 6 copy commands. One is validate mode, load selected files, on error, enforcement length, and truncate columns, force, and purge. So we will discuss one by one. So I'm changing to account admin. The database I'm selecting DemoDB. I'm indicating copy command option. So I'm copying the external ID, searching for IAM in the search criteria. And going to the rules. And click on edit trust relationship. And here you can paste the external ID. And click on update trust policy. Then create a file format. . and create external staging area. See options. Okay, see options. So external staging area also created. Copy options table created and created a table called copy underscore options, and in the copy command, so I'll make a main heading, copy into command options. So I'm specifying validation mode equal to return errors. Okay, so this validation mode, what it will do is, so when we use validate mode option with the copy command, it will not load the data into Snowflake table, but it will look for the errors in the file which is yet to be loaded into Snowflake. Okay. So if I'm executing the copy command, so here the data is not loaded. But if there is, in case if there is any error records, those error records only it will show you. So let's see. Okay, there is employee 01. Okay. So now what I'm doing is I have in the date column I have removed the date value, and there I have added some character. So those are error records, right? So let's see. I'm deleting the file name. Okay, I'm uploading a file. So in the file, having a combination of success records and error records. So it is really difficult for us to identify how many records are success and how many records are failure. Right. So before loading the file into Snowflake, so with the help of validation mode equal to written errors in the copy command, so if we execute it, so the list of error records it will show you along with the line number. So in the line number 10, so these are these many error records. So out of 50 records, we have in total 5 error records. Okay, so this is the power of validation mode option in the copy command. Clear? Any doubts here? So I'll make a note here. With the help of it will not load the data into Snowflake table, but it will look for the data look for the errors in the files.
So Mahesh, if there are no errors, the records will get copied or?
No, it won't copy. I'll show you. So in case only error records only, it will show you. So I'm giving emp-01. So this file is already loaded, right, in AWS S3 bucket. So in this table, we don't have any, in this file, we don't have any error records. So if I execute this copy command, it will not show you anything, which means 0 rows processed. This option, what it will do is just only look for the error records in the file. The file name here we specified emp-01. So this file only it will look at. If there is any error records, then it will show us. If there is no error records, then it won't show anything, which means this complete file is, all records are maintained as per the standards they maintained, which means no errors. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next point is we will load how we can load the records, selected files, which means if you want to load only few of the records, few of the columns only, if you want to load it, then we can load it. Like I'm selecting employee 02. So here the total 4 files we have loaded, right? So I want to load employee 01 and employee 02 and 1 also. So let's see how we can load only selected files. So this copy command will not allow you to load the same file again. Okay. So for that reason, what I'm doing is I'm truncating the table. Truncate table name AWS underscore EMP02. So this truncate command, it will delete the files from the table AWS underscore 02. Okay, all records will get removed. So now here the file name is emp-01, comma emp-02.csv, comma 1.csv. Is it correct? 1.csv. Okay. So if I execute this copy command, so the 3 files will get loaded. Clear? So here we are only loading selected files only. Okay, so these 3 files I want to load it at a time, then you can specify the option called files equal to specify the file name in single quotation and separated by comma. Okay, so this is to load a specific set of specific files into Snowflake database table. Okay, so this is, you can make 2. I'll make it this one. Okay, so how you can load bulk files? So I'm selecting files.
Mahesh went out here.
Yeah.
So, like in Snowflake, we are copying multiple files into one table, right?
Yes.
So, if 3 tables are having different column properties, then
It will not work.
Okay.
So here the table structure is same, right? So
yeah,
that's why it is allowing us to load it.
So it will copy or
it will not copy.
It will take any one of the table as a reference and it will put null as for their.
No. It will not allow you. So the table, the complete file itself, it will not allow you to load it. So that I will show you practically. Okay. So if you want to load a set of files, like so here emp-01, emp-02 till emp-05 is there. Imagine if the files having some 200 files or 500 files or 1000 files, then it is For us also, it is really difficult to get the file name and separating by comma, right? So 200 times we cannot specify the file name, right? So there will be a chances by one or two letters it may miss the file name, correct? So that cases, what we can do is the help of pattern. So this pattern is basically, it will by using the pattern option in the copy command, we can load a specific set of files into Snowflake table. So specific set of files in the sense, so here I'm specifying pattern equal to, so if you observe here, the file name, it starts from emp-01. So emp-0 is a common, right? And the file name, it may vary 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the pattern we have to identify when we are trying to loading the bulk files. So if you identify the pattern, then it is easy for the copy command to load whatever the files you are expecting to load into Snowflake table. Okay, so here I'm finding the pattern. So the pattern is emp hyphen, right? So I'm specifying dot star emp hyphen, so emp hyphen 0. So this is common. So I'm indicating bracket 1 to 5. So this is the pattern. So emp-0 is common, right? So this is common file name, and by specifying the bracket indicating, saying that this pattern, how it will work is emp-0 1, emp-02, emp-03, like this it will identify. So here it is indicating dot star. So by indicating dot star, this pattern option can easily recognize the file name wherever it starts with emp-01. Okay, clear? And dot csv. So few files already get loaded, right? So I'm using truncate statement to delete the records from AWS underscore emp02. The table name I have changed it, so no need to change here. Okay, so now I'm executing the copy command with the option called pattern. Okay, if I execute it, so it will get loaded 5 files, it will get loaded. So you will also find the file paths. See, it starts with emp-01, emp-02, emp-03, emp-04. Okay, the status is get loaded successfully. Okay, so if you look for the number of records, select count star from AWS underscore emp02. So the total, this many records get loaded into Snowflake. So this is the pattern. So here option is using pattern. Using pattern option, we can load specific set of files into Snowflake tables. Okay. So this files is basically it will load only specific files. Okay. So don't confuse files and pattern. Files will load only specific files. By using pattern, will load only specific set of files. Specific set of files. Okay. And the next option is and enforcement length. The next option is collecting how you can avoid rejected records. I'm copying this copy command statement. Error underscore file dot csv. Okay, so what will happen if I execute this copy command? This copy command failed. Okay, so here few people will call this copy command will fail, and few people they will call it as this copy command went and dump. Okay, so here few records are error records. So wherever the error records are finding, so those error records it should get ignore it. But this copy command what it is doing is in the back end, whenever the error records is identifying, that time this copy command is failing. Okay, so the drawback here is imagine I'm having 1 lakh record. The file having which is I have to load, and that file having some 1 lakh records. So out of 1 lakh record, somewhere around the 50,000th record get an error, or I can say like so this line get an error. So till 1 to this many records get identified this copy command, all records are in success records, and the last record it is identified as error. Then this copy command it will fail, and it will ignore the whatever the data it was collected in, and it is about to load these records into Snowflake. So till the time which warehouse size it is used, and how much time it took to execute this copy command, this is completely useless. But Snowflake will charge money for us. Okay, so to avoid this kind of situations, so wherever the error it will identify, it will ignore that error, and you can continue to load that file into Snowflake database table. Okay, so that is the reason we have an option called on error equal to continue. Okay, so this option, what it will do is, wherever it is identifying the error records, it will ignore those records and it will continue to load it. Okay. Now if I execute this copy command, it will not fail it. And you observe here, the file it get loaded partially. So the total number of records is 50. Out of 50, 45 records get loaded and the number of records is 5. Okay, clear? So using on error option, we can ignore the error records and continue to load into Snowflake table. Okay, clear? Any doubts here so far? And the fifth option is enforce length and truncate column. So first we'll see practically. Enforce. The table name is AWS underscore enforce. So here, the email ID I have given data type is string. So instead of string, so the initially what we the requirement is the consumer said the email address may not be more than 10 characters. So accordingly, I have given characters length is varchar 10. Okay, so the email address is varchar 10. So let's see if I execute truncate table. Okay, this is the new table, right? No problem. Enforce. Okay. So when I execute this copy command, it will fail it. The reason is, so this copy command, the email address, wherever the email address is appearing, that email address is more than 10 characters, which means restore from AWS underscore EMP02. So if you observe clearly, so the email address is exceeding more than 10 characters length. So that's the reason this is failing. Okay, so just imagine, instead of email, in case if the column is comment and the comment column is having more than 500 columns length, characters length, then that case the comment, ideally most of the organizations they will take maximum 80 to 100 characters length. More than that they really don't want it. Okay, so that cases this varchar truncate and enforcement length is really help a lot in the copy command. Okay, so this copy command is not allowing us to load this file into Snowflake table. It is going to dump, which means the copy command is failing. So this case what we will do is, here we have to add an option called truncate enforce underscore length equal to false. By default it will be a true. So by using enforce length equal to true, the file will get loaded. But the problem here is, I cannot say this is the problem. So it will consider only 10 records only, 10 columns length. Which means if I execute, see here, the maximum it is allowing 10 characters length only. So after that it is ignoring. It is not considering remaining data. Clear? So I have applied an email. So because I do not have a column called comment column, so where unnecessarily maintain the data in more than 500 or more than 1000 characters length. Okay, so for example purpose I took the email address. Okay, so if you use enforce length equal to false, then it will not fail the copy command. Clear? Any doubts here? Okay, so this is enforcement length. And another option called truncate. So this truncate also what it will do is same. Truncate and enforcement length both are same only. The only difference is truncate column by default it will be false, and enforcement length by default it is true. That's it. Okay, so if I execute this copy command, if I run it,